going on, everybody? It's your boy JCG. Welcome back to the lounge. This was not a video that I actually intended on making, but I want to kind of talk about it because it's a DC related video, as you can obviously tell by the thumbnail and the title. I think this because I've been hearing reading some articles, watching some videos about some recent things that director Zack Snyder has said in regards to his DCEU, and I just wanted to make a quick video just explain my opinions on like his um his vision for like his DC universe. Now, I just want to start off by saying this is that I actually I wasn't one of the haters of Zack Snyder originally. I'm actually going to be real when I say that I really liked Man of Steel. Still kind of do to this day, even if some elements of that story don't hold up as well. I've kind of stopped liking Batman versus Superman. That movie that movie has definitely soured on me over the years, and now I just don't care for it anymore. I'm probably one of the few people who doesn't hate the theatrical version of Justice League, but I do think Zack Snyder's version is mostly better. um, yeah, for the most part, I thought that Zack Snyder's DCEU was an interesting and bold take for a lot of the characters, even if I don't agree with how he wanted to go about doing it. But now that Zack Snyder has moved away from DC, I'm still well now that hey, let me restart rephrase that. Now that Zack Snyder moved away from DC, I'm starting to understand that you know he probably wasn't the best person to be the head of this particular universe. He probably wasn't the main guy that Warner Brothers shouldn't have relied on. And these comments that you're about to see from him they pretty much explain why. So what you guys are seeing right here, this is an article from geektyrant.com, and right here is the quote from Zach when he was in his interview with Joe Rogan on Joe Rogan's podcast. And they were talking about his DC movies, and Zach was like he was giving his like viewpoints on why he had characters like Superman, Batman basically do what they do. Basically, here's the thing, a lot of people criticize Zach for essentially making the DC universe like just more Watchmen, because he was the director of the 2009 Watchmen movie, and he pretty much nailed the tone of that film. But it's like he decided to carry over that tone to the DC universe, especially with characters like Superman. So this is what he had to say. People are always like, Batman can't kill, so Batman can't kill is canon. And I'm like, okay, well, the first thing I want to do when you say that is I want to see what happens. And they go, well, don't put him in a situation where he has to kill someone. And I'm like, well, that's just you're protecting your God in a weird way, right? You're making your God irrelevant. And to me, I really don't get what Zach is trying to get at with this. This is such a weird comment to make. Because, nobody really treats Batman. A lot of hardcore Batman fans don't treat him like he's their god. I don't treat him like he's a god in a way. And secondly, we're making him irrelevant by not having him take a life. Even though Batman swearing to never kill is pretty much a core part of his entire character. I don't think Zach truly understands like why so many people hold this part of Batman close, because that's literally like that's like I said, that's a core part of the character of Batman, a core part of his journey, his story, and all like the different interpretations of him and stuff. And then this article that you're seeing right here is actually from movieweb.com, where Zach made another comment about this. And this is actually probably the strangest, and it almost feels gaslighty in a way if you think about it. Like he's gaslighting the fans. If you pay close attention right here, it says no, the only reason I he was asked about like is he surprised that he was asked if he was surprised that fans were like just so against Batman killing, and he said no, the only reason I'm not surprised is that some people got brainwashed by a bunch of material that's no consistent with true canon, and that's fine, they're on their own journey. So Zach is essentially saying that we're all brainwashed now. So basically, what I gathered from both of these comments, from both interviews that he did, is Zach. And look, like I said, I used to defend Zach's DCEU movies to an extent. Like even when I first saw Batman versus Superman, I recognized that it wasn't perfect. I recognized that it was a pretty flawed movie and that there should have been some things done differently. And even with I actually have I still have Zack Snyder's Justice League on DVD. I remember buying this back in fall 2021, and a part of me really does like this movie. It is, I would say, the definitive version. It was the Justice League that it was the Justice League movie that should have been released in theaters, and Warner Brothers shouldn't have messed with it. But you know, after reading those comments, and it finally started to, I would say, maybe marinate within my mind that Zach was a poor choice to be leading the DC cinematic universe. His visions for these characters, like Superman, and again, I still kind of think Man of Steel isn't a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. Maybe not the best Superman movie, but not a bad movie. Period. That being said, you know, looking back on it, it's easy to it's easy to understand why a lot of hardcore Superman fans took issue with it, because you know Superman does shouldn't be a cynical character. He shouldn't be. And it's even worse when it comes to how he handled Batman, because I'm a bigger Batman fan than I am a Superman fan, and I really like Superman as a character. Superman is one of my favorites, but I fell in love with Batman more back when I was younger. But just Zach, he just doesn't truly get a grasp of how these characters need to be defined in entertainment and media. I'm still thinking about that first comment from that first article that we looked at, where he's saying that we're making our god irrelevant by not having him kill. And it's like, what are you even getting at, Zach? It's like, that's such a, I don't know. And then he wants to go on and say that we were brainwashed by canon and continuity that was inconsistent, which, to his credit, DC and Marvel, they both have this issue, right? Sometimes the canon and continuity can get all out of whack in the comic books. So I'm not saying that he isn't 100% correct about that, but it's like, to say that we've been brainwashed. Well, we've been brainwashed by something that's pretty much been essential to the character for decades. Yeah, I've honestly, it made me lose a little bit of. Not that I hate Zack Snyder or anything, I don't, but it just those types of comments, it made me lose just a little bit of like respect for his DCEU now. And honestly, that DVD of his Justice League, I kind of regret buying it now because like, well, shoot, it doesn't start. I'm starting to see that yeah, this wasn't how Warner Brothers should have taken the DC Cinematic Universe. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on all this. I'm sure you guys have your own opinions on it as well, and I love to hear them in the comments. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video today. I'll be back maybe with another video next week. So yeah, stay tuned. But until then, leave a like, comment, subscribe to join the lounge for more videos like this. It's been your boy JCG. I'm out. God bless. Deuces.